Hey, it's Marco here from Fair Realty. It's March 1st, 2024. I'm here with your February 2024 Victoria, BC real estate market update. So let's get started with the numbers. We had 470 sales in February. Keep in mind, this was a leap year, so we had an extra day. So we beat out last year barely, but primarily because of that extra day of sales we had. When you compare it to 2022, 2021, sales are still very, very slow. The market's still being suffocated by the high interest rates. If we go back 10 years, 10 years ago, we had 412 sales in February. Keep in mind, Victoria was smaller 10 years ago and the population has grown since that time. So if we adjusted for population, sales are very slow on the whole. New listings, we had 1,088 new listings come to market in February. This was the highest we've seen in the last 8 years, but not crazy high. As you can see, higher than 23, higher than 22, but 21 and 20, we also had over 1,000 new listings come to market. If we go back 10 years, back to 2014, we had 1,064 new listings come to market. So new listings are up a bit. Is it a result of distressed sellers due to the high interest rates once again? I wouldn't draw any conclusions there quite yet. If this number was at 1,300 and it was outpacing last year by 400 or 500 new listings a month and it was for 3-4 months in a row, then I think I would draw some conclusions. But we had slightly higher new listings than we've had in the last few years, nothing crazy. Active listings. So as I mentioned, new listings were up a bit, sales are still slow. This is causing active listings to rise, or inventory to rise. So we finished the month at 2,364. This is up substantially from 23, almost threefold up from 22 when we had essentially no inventory. But if we go back 10 years to 2014, we had 3,770. So inventory is trending up, but by no means is it high. There was actually some years I started in real estate at the end of February, we would have over 4,000 listings. So 2,364, it's higher than we've seen in recent years, but it's not catastrophic by any means. But the trend is important. It's trending up. And as I said, it's trending up because new listings are a bit higher than they have been and sales are still very, very low. So where does this leave us in terms of pricing? The most interesting component of these numbers, single family home median came in at 1,125,000. This is a reversal from the last 3 months where it was trending down, as you can see on the side of the screen here. We're back to the median we had in October 2023. I'm not going to read into this too much. On the surface, it looks like there's upward pressure on single family home prices. My on-the-ground impressions are prices of single-family homes are relatively flat. We had a sales mix where there was quite a few sales between 1.1 and 1.3 million, especially homes in the core with a suite. And I think this bumped up the median a bit. If we see this median above 1.1 million for the next 2 months, then I'm going to draw a conclusion that we have some upward pressure on single-family home prices. But for the time being, I think from what I'm seeing, single-family home median prices are relatively flat, but we did see a reversal in the numbers a bit. Condo median. So condo median was 535,000, down from January, up a bit from December. If you look at it, the last 6 months, condo median looks relatively flat, but on the ground, it really depends on where the condo is. I'm seeing downward pressure in the downtown condo market because of the short-term rental ban. Homelessness issues continue to persist, high interest rates. But once you move out of downtown, condo prices, my impression is for the most part, are flat. So condos, I would conclude on the whole, probably flat downtown, trending down a bit. What are my overall impressions of what I'm seeing on the ground? Things are still very slow. However, in February, I had a number of buyers that got into multiple offer situations on very specific product. That would typically be single family homes in the core, often with a suite, often turnkey ready. I had one set of buyers get into 2 situations where there was 3 or more offers. I also had a very nice townhome listed in a Esquimalt, really nicely renovated, nice layout, and we ended up selling that townhome in multiple offers. But then there's other market segments like, once again, condos downtown, very slow. Luxury properties, specifically over 2 million, very slow. So this market, it's very difficult to paint with one brush. One market segment might be actually quite buoyant, while the other market segment is a really, really tough go. Going forward, it seems like these interest rate potential decreases keep getting pushed back further and further into the year. I think a few months ago, people were optimistic we're going to see interest rate decreases by the Bank of Canada in the springtime. Not many people are thinking that at this point. People are now thinking late summer, fall. And the longer interest rates stay at status quo levels as they are currently, the longer the market's simply going to be slow, likely with stable prices, maybe a bit of downward pressure in some segments. It's going to take a few interest rate cuts for the sales volume to come back to the market, and potentially for there to be some upward price pressure. But for the time being, I think all we can hope for is kind of a slower market. Maybe it picks up a bit in the spring. It will, based on a seasonal basis, but is it going to be better than the previous 10 springs or not? And hope we see some interest rate decreases sooner than later to improve sales. If you're selling, you have to be priced really sharp because sales are slow. Buyers are simply ignoring overpriced properties. And if you're a buyer, there's opportunities out there. There's also product segments out there where you can get 7, 8, 9 business days for conditions. You can negotiate the price and you're not under pressure to buy. You can take some time to make a decision. So there's some opportunities on both sides of the fence. And a lot has to depend, once again, on the specific market segment. That's it for this week. Marco Duras, Fair Realty.